Hey strong people, I'm Kalle Beck from StartingStrongman.com, and today I'm not covering any news in the world of strongman. I'm going to be talking about my own personal history and what I am doing right now regarding hormone replacement therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, TRT, whatever you want to call it. First off, I want to say, this is just my own experience. I'm not a doctor. Don't know if you've noticed that by now. This is not medical advice. I'm just talking about my own personal experiences with something I'm doing now, and I will update you as it goes along, and just updating on my life and different things that I think people could be interested in or could learn from, like I've always done on YouTube since 2006 when I had chronicled my own training. I want to try to do this right, do it medically, work with a doctor, because health is the number one concern now, and just do it in a healthy way. So I did that, found a good doctor back in California, did, just normal testosterone cypionate. They got my levels checked. I think they were in the low 320s, so roughly what they were, when, doing whatever I did in between. Then my testosterone bounced back to about the same it always was, which was horrible, just not great. I was now 32, 33. I think that's 33. I think this is 2 years ago. Then I was on, so I was on TRT legally, all the good things for 2 years. Started making good progress. Stopped being as depressed. Obviously still tired and not able to train as much as I'd like to, and the sleep's affected because, I have a young son. But, overall just finally feeling myself, how I always felt to feel. And I was taking 100 milligrams of testosterone cypionate. At 6 month checkup, my testosterone levels were mid-7s. I think it was 760. So up from about 320 to 760, just 100 milligrams of testosterone cypionate every week. Very low dose, definitely therapeutic dose, still within normal range, which I believe is 300 to 800. Flash forward, I moved to Tennessee, needed to find a new doctor. And I was trying to research that. It's not always the easiest thing to do. And I just really got sick of injections. And I thought a better solution would be to get testosterone pellets. My previous doctor had recommended that. I went on as BIOTE, went on there, and their website, looked up a doctor, found the closest one to me. Living in, it was about an hour away, more towards Nashville, because I live in Cookeville, Tennessee now. And I can tell you, I had a 2 month lapse in medication and treatment, and I felt like garbage. My testosterone crashed again. It's a horrible feeling. It was tested at 86 by the doctor. Probably would have bounced back to about 300s again, I would assume, within, a little bit of time. But we set up a treatment plan, decided to go with testosterone pellets, BioTE it's called, it's a brand. Because it seemed like, from my research and understanding, it's one procedure. They just put it in, lasts about 4.5, 5 months. They insert little pellets, which are slowly released, I think, off of your heart rate. And they, put in a dose depending on what you need, for your age, whatever. And I was they put in 10 pellets in me, which I guess is a lot. We will see when I get my 1 month checkup what that ends up being. I did this about a week ago, and I did it because it seemed like, okay, I pretty much just have to go to the doctor 2, maybe 3 times a year, 2.5 times a year. Don't have to do injections every few days. Technically, truly with testosterone cypionate, you should do injections twice a week, not once a week, but it's just kind of it's a pain in the ass, for better or worse. So it seemed like everything is good. I thought onto actually doing testosterone pellets, I laid it on the table, they numbed it, didn't feel anything as far as the actual procedure. Turns out it's a bit more to recover from than I expected. Probably could have researched it a little better. They put 10 pellets in me, which I guess is a lot. They kind of, so they like make an incision in just your upper buttocks, about the same place you'd put an injection normally. And they put some sort of numbing fluid or agent. I didn't feel a thing. I don't know how long it took, but it felt like I was sitting there for a while. It's probably about 10 minutes in reality. It's just you're sitting, your pants down a little bit, some guy like doing something back there. So it seems like a while, but I didn't feel anything. I was told to, just ice it twice a day. You can't do any sort of lower body exercise like squats, deadlifts, lunges, etc., because it'll, a testosterone pellet could, while it's healing, could get pushed out of the skin, and I guess it looks like a pimple. I didn't have that problem, but the whole area, I had this done last Tuesday. It's Wednesday, so I'm 8 days away from having it done. Already feeling better. They said I wouldn't really feel anything for a few months as your system normalizes, but I feel like for me, this kind of thing, it's always been fairly instant. Not feeling amazing yet, but it's just like you just feel slightly better. So with the pellets, here's my experience a week in with testosterone pellets. 10 pellets, and I don't know exactly what the dose leads out to. I'm going to ask the doctor with my checkup in a month. From my research, I think it's about 75 milligrams a pellet, and how it slowly releases. I think it's about the equivalent to around taking 125 to 150 milligrams of testosterone every week. So it'd be a little bit more than I was with injectables. How that results in my levels, we'll find out in the next video, which I'll make when I do when I get my month checkup and I get more blood work done. Also to note on my blood work, everything else was super healthy. Cholesterol, all my vitamins, thyroid. It was just my testosterone was low because I need testosterone replacement therapy. And I stopped taking it and it crashed. That's what happens. What I didn't know was how long the recovery was. I was told not to do any lower body training for a week, as I could dislodge a pellet. It pushes back out the skin, and they said to make sure not to push it back in because it's not sterile anymore. It's now a week later, and the area is still very tender and largely bruised and fairly uncomfortable. I was actually getting worried I had an infection. And what happened last night is it just leaked fluid everywhere. The incision, I think your body's supposed to absorb some of the fluid. Again, not a doctor. This is my own experience, my own understanding of it. I'm sure someone could correct me. And but you can't do any lower body training. And the more glute activity you have during it, the more it's going to irritate the issue while it heals. So the recovery is a lot longer than I thought. And I tried to do this. I thought the testosterone pellets, and I could still be right, but so far I'm kind of feeling like I'm wrong. I thought it would be less invasive, more set it and forget it, do it again in half a year, go about your day. But so far, last night, it opened up, and a bunch of fluid came out while I was sleeping, which I guess your body's supposed to absorb it, I think, or, sometimes the doctor, when I did call them, they said that can be normal for, your body to just some of the fluid to seep out and then the incision to close back up. And that happened, and now it doesn't hurt at all. It was kind of red and inflamed, and it feels much better. I just had to change my sheets. Kind of looked like I had my period. Kind of nasty. Sorry if TMI, but we're talking about medical stuff. So I do feel better. Energy is up. Fitness level is up, even though I can't really train. But my initial thoughts, without getting everything done, is that even if I had an injection that kind of got a little inflamed, that'd last like 2 days. And it wouldn't affect my training, wouldn't affect my day-to-day life. When they say not to do any training, I'm pretty active even if I'm not doing training. I have a property that has a pretty big hill. I carry my son up it. It's the equivalent to hiking, right? So that's going to be glute activity, mowing my yard, just doing stuff. I don't like that feeling of not being able to do whatever I want to do with my body. So at this point, first checkup, I would go back to injectables as my initial thought. But I'm going to give this a good go. I'm going to, do a follow-up video with updated labs, blood work, see how everything's affected from 10 BIOTE testosterone pellets. you know, a month later, how I'm feeling once everything is 100% healed, how my training goes. I'll be updating my training here, and I'll probably put little updates as far as all that goes in my training videos. And if you have any questions on the matter, you can ask me in the comments below.